So you guys asked me lots of questions about keto and the way that I did the diet and my experiences. So hey folks, my name's Allie. Let's get started. So you might be able to tell from my voice that I'm just getting over being sick. I lost my voice for 2 days. But today's Valentine's Day and I just want to show off the flowers that the muscle got me. They were a complete surprise. I told him I'd never received flowers ever from like a significant other, and he surprised me with daisies, so thank you, I really appreciate it. So I can't reply to everybody's question in my videos, and so I actually took to Instagram yesterday and I asked you, what are your questions about keto? Because I'm going to do a Q&A video. And I've also combed through some of my more recent videos and I look for questions there too. So let's get started. So my first question is from Hisham Assis, and he asked, did you lose the weight doing net carbs or total carbs? That's the one major thing that many keto gurus differ on. Well, I definitely do net carbs. I feel like if I didn't do net carbs, like I would not eat enough vegetables. So yeah, I definitely do net carbs. Just because you want to be able to get as many nutrients from vegetables that you can. So that's what I recommend. That's what I did, and I still lost a lot of weight doing that. Okay, John Spear asked, hi Allie, I just wanted to ask you what you do about water. Is there a target amount of ounces that you should reach each day when on keto? Well, John, the thing about fluids is that on keto you really do flush it out, right? So we try and keep those electrolytes up. They say to drink like bone broth or even just salty broth if you've got it instant, like that's what I've done in the past. So you want to keep your fluids up. Definitely want to drink enough water. But I've heard from people who try and do like those gallon a day challenges that for some people that's just too much and you could damage your body that way. So I just say drink when you're thirsty. You know, when I'm at work, I have my like metal tumbler there. It keeps my water nice and cold, and I just sip on it throughout the day. So I don't drink an excessive amount of water. I don't try and make up fluids. If I'm thirsty, I'm gonna drink water. Also too, I know a lot of people don't agree with diet sodas, and somebody else asked me, I try and limit it to about 1 diet soda a day. And I'm trying to cut down on that too. My new favorite thing is in my metal tumbler is I just put some of that squeezable lemon juice, because I can never like get through a whole lemon without it going bad. So that squeezable lemon juice that's like 98 cents at the supermarket, and I just fill it with icy water and it tastes really good. Okay, June Wilson asked, are you still trying to lose weight? How many calories do you try to eat each day? How will you do maintenance? I have 10 more pounds to lose. Love your video. Thanks. I am maintaining, and let me tell y'all, losing the weight was a lot easier than maintaining, because right now it's like I want to enjoy my life. Like I feel like I look good. I want to go out, have drinks, have a nice dinner. That doesn't mean I'm going to eat like, you know, a pasta dinner or anything, but I want to go out and not have to worry about calories or really counting carbs. I'll eat low carb, but I don't want to have to worry about, you know, counting the carbs. So for me, maintenance is a lot harder than just losing the weight, because you're just so motivated when you're losing that weight steadily that once you get to your goal, it's like, well, I'm here, you know, I want to enjoy life. So, you know, maybe on a Friday I'll go out and I'll eat lots of peanut butter when I get back, and that'll bump up my water weight by 5 pounds. And then I try and lose it again throughout the week. So really my calories, if I'm losing again, trying to get back down to where I want to be at 150, then they might look like something like 300 or 1350 a day with 20 net grams of carbs. But when I'm maintaining, it's probably closer to like 15 or 1600. But really, like maintenance is harder for me just because I want to enjoy things, and so I'm just kind of up and down. So I'm not by any means an expert on maintenance mode, like I've said in my last video. So for me right now, it's just trying to figure out that balance of enjoying life and not gaining weight. So going back and forth. From my Instagram, Princess Aurora 4171 asked, what do you do when you plateau? And so this is a common thing that I read on the Reddit for keto, is to keep calm and keto on. And that is so true, because there were times when I would not see any weight loss for 2 or maybe even 3 weeks, but I just kept eating, kept tracking, and you're going to lose it. I mean, it'll come off in a whoosh, you know. The next morning you might find that you've lost 5 pounds, in whether it's water weight or actual fat weight. But I mean, it's so true. I mean, over the long distance, you know, it took me 2 years to lose my 170 pounds. So over that long distance, yeah, there were a couple weeks there where I wasn't losing anything, but I knew, like, as long as I'm watching my calories and I'm keeping my carbs low, I'm gonna lose because I'm gonna have to. Like, that's just, you know, basically, you know, the mechanics of the body. You have this energy, you're burning it, so you're going to lose weight at some point. Walters.e asked, is there a limit on alcohol or just none at all? Thanks, heart. Well, definitely watch out for alcohol. Probably beers are a no-go unless it's like a lower carb beer. I haven't tried those. Maybe you can, that's up to you. I definitely stick with spirits or wine. I really just enjoy red wine. And you'll notice that on keto, it really affects you a lot quicker than before keto. I mean, I used to drink 4 or 5 beers before feeling anything, and now it's like after a glass of wine, if I let it sit before having another, I feel a little, you know, feeling good. And then that second glass of wine, I'm like, okay, I just want to take a nap now. So definitely you can drink alcohol on keto, just watch out. You're definitely going to be not as much of a heavyweight. You're going to be a lightweight when you drink, and you definitely want to hydrate more because the next day those mornings can be rough. You're already flushing out that water, and alcohol dehydrates you even more. And so just make sure before you go to bed, drink that water. Chug it if you have to. From Instagram, Jen Taylor asked, maybe a silly question, but how do you know how many grams to measure out when you're measuring meat, etc.? So I get that question a lot, and people are like, how do you know how much to eat on your gram scale? How do you know how much to measure out? And for me, it's just, I just start with what looks like a serving, and then I measure the grams, and then I plug it into my Lose It app. So I look at what I think I'm going to want to eat first, whether it's broccoli or meat or anything, and then, you know, I plug it in real quick, and I make sure that it fits with the rest of my day. So definitely, you know, choose something that would look like a serving to you, measure it to see how much you're actually eating, and then, you know, maybe you need to take off some, or maybe you're going to add more if it wasn't as much as you thought it was. But definitely I would look at it and then measure it to see exactly how much it is. And I've also got the question of whether you should measure your meats raw or cooked, and they say to do it raw, and I go back and forth on that, just depending on what's easier. So if I get a package of chicken breasts, then I'll measure each chicken breast raw the night that I cook it. But if I get something like a pork loin or a roast beef, I'll just cook the whole thing and then slice off however much I want each night, and then measure it so it's already been cooked, and then I measure it each night. And for me, it doesn't make that big of a difference. When you cook meat, it's going to lose some fat anyways. It's also going to lose water, but it also loses fat, and I haven't noticed that it makes a difference either way. So I think that's more up to you. Like I said, I try and do it raw, but if it's more convenient, I'll do it cooked. Jazz711 asked, do you eat tons of fat? I have a hard time getting in a lot of fat. I know I can make fat bombs, but I'm not hungry. Any advice is appreciated. Get well soon. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so definitely please do not shove fat in your mouth if you are not hungry, especially if you have lots of weight to lose. I mean, I was not making fat bombs when I was, you know, 320, 275, all the way down. Like, I still don't make fat bombs even though I'm sitting around 150. So I don't know, for me it's like, if you're not hungry, don't eat the fat. And the thing about fat bombs too is they taste like a dessert. And so if you're a food addict like me, you might be in that habit of craving that fat bomb if it's a sweet one. So if I made like a cheesecake fat bomb, I'm gonna crave that. And so I stay away from fat bombs. If they work for you, that's great. Like, everybody's gonna approach this differently. That's what I like about keto, is that it's so versatile. So you can apply it in many different ways. Some people intermittent fast. I like to eat small meals throughout the day. Some people do fat bombs. I prefer to not worry about the fat that I'm eating and just stay really low carb and hit that protein goal. But definitely, if you do find that you've hit your carb limit and you've hit your protein goal and you're still hungry, add in some fat. You know, cook your meats in butter. Maybe have some cheese as like a after meal dessert type thing, or even cream cheese, or like maybe even a cream cheese fat bomb if you want to add it in that way. But I would not suggest trying to hit your fat goal, because those are just calories that if you're not hungry, you don't need them. Sheila Keto asked, when you first started keto, were you exercising? Do you exercise now? Okay, so I have not exercised at all on keto. Like, when I was fat, it was just, no, I didn't want to do it. And so all throughout losing my weight, I did not exercise. And what they say is true. You can't outrun a bad diet. So even if you were, you know, dieting less and exercising more, I think, you know, and I think a lot of people think this too, but it is just my opinion, is that you're going to exercise and think you're burning more than you actually are. And so if you're eating more than you're burning, you're still gaining weight. Even if you exercise for an hour a day, if you eat that extra cupcake, you've just lost all of that. Even, or if it's just a fat bomb, you know, it doesn't have to be a cupcake. Even if it's a keto friendly food and you overeat, you're going to gain weight. Even if you're exercising, as long as the energy out is less than the energy in, you're gaining weight. So I did not exercise. I just focused on my diet. And right now, I said that with the new year, I wanted to start exercising. I wanted to lift weights and do calisthenics. But now the idea of running has like gotten into my mind. I have a few friends that are runners. And I, you know, all the general excuses of why I haven't started yet, but I'm going to. Exercise is good. I know that, and I want to, and I know that I should, so I probably will at some point. But at the moment, and when I was losing weight, I haven't exercised. Okay, a different question from Bland Jen Marie. She asked, I get different results from different keto calculators. They always ask for body fat percentage. How do I handle this? And that's something that I found too when I first started keto, was like the keto calculators will say, what body percentage fat are you? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't gone to the doctor in forever because I was really broke at the time. But so the one that I will link below, the one that I've used throughout my whole keto journey, is the one that's from Curl. I don't know. It's just the one that's linked on the keto Reddit. And so if you look at the body percentage section, when they ask you that question, they will also link some pictures of examples of people at different percentages. It's usually like their torso, so you can see like what their belly looks like, what their arms and their legs look like. So that was helpful. So I just used those. I just kind of guesstimated on that. So yeah, I never actually got like a scan for body fat or anything. Some scales might do it, but who knows how accurate they are, like just like your regular bathroom scale. So you might try that too. Tracy Salome asked, did you experience the keto flu? Well, I had actually, for about maybe a week or two before I started keto, I read up on like what to expect, and I expected the keto flu. So I definitely tried to avoid that. Because you think the flu, you're going to feel like really sick and you're not going to want to do anything. For me, keto flu symptoms are more like if I stand up too quick, I get like a little lightheaded because my blood pressure is a lot lower. So that's when I know like, oh, I should probably drink some electrolytes. So like if I get dizzy, if I stand up real quick, orthostatic hypertension, I think, hypotension. And then also too, I'll notice like in my sleep, my legs will cramp or my toes will cramp. And so that's when I know like, oh, my electrolytes are probably out of whack. So for me, that's mostly keto flu. Also too, just maybe feeling like a little low throughout the day. But that's not so much. For me, like the actual keto flu symptoms are the leg cramps and getting a little dizzy when I stand up too quick. And those are easily fixed by making sure that you're getting salts, your supplements for electrolytes. Okay, so Many Hats of Me VSG asked a real question. She said, so how come none of these keto videos talk about this explosion that just occurred in the bathroom? Sorry TMI, but I'm new in the journey and I wasn't ready. Maybe my embarrassment will help prepare someone. Okay, so when you first start out, yeah, you might have that problem. I can say I'm a lady, but yes, I know what you're talking about. And then later on down the line, it was like things really slowed down. And so all I know to suggest is to make sure you are getting enough fiber from vegetables, because I know that I'm not eating enough vegetables if, you know, the whole system right there gets a little out of whack. So I just say make sure you're eating enough fibrous vegetables. Cruciferous greens are good. Cabbage, I love cabbage. So yeah, broccoli, cauliflower, it's all going to keep you nice. So good luck with that one. Brooke True asks, is there a way to tell you're in ketosis without strips? Yes, you do not need strips to tell if you're in ketosis. I have never once used a keto stick or keto strip or whatever. And the way that you can tell is if you're in your first weeks, you're going to like whoosh, you're going to flush all that water weight. The second way to know is to know that you are measuring your food and that you are eating less than 20 grams of carbs per day. Because if you do that and you are sure about that 20 gram mark by measuring it, you are definitely in ketosis. And lastly, you'll know if you're out of ketosis, and this is just maybe something that I experience, but if I do overeat on peanut butter or something like that, the next day I feel so bloated. My ring is tight, like my belly is bloated. And so I know, I'm like, oh man, like I'm holding onto that water weight. It's not flushing out of me like it should be. So those are my 3 ways. So making sure that you are flushing all that water weight out in the beginning. Make sure you're eating less than 20 grams of carbs, and then you'll know if you're out probably if you feel bloated after maybe doing a cheat meal, which I do not endorse cheat meals. I think that, you know, because once you see that you can come back from a cheat meal, then you might think, oh, I can cheat again. And then you come back down, oh, I can cheat again. So don't do a cheat meal. And since it's Valentine's Day, I was going to answer one about me and the muscle. BT Keto asks, how do you and the muscle handle meals that you prepare? Since he doesn't do keto, does he do his own thing, or do you just accommodate somehow? Well, yeah, I mean, like, we don't really eat at the same time. We have different work schedules, and we don't eat the same food. I make my own meals. He does his own thing. The only thing is that, like, when we go grocery shopping, sometimes I've had to say, listen, I don't want you to get peanut butter because I know it's in your cupboard and I'm going to want to eat it. So if you're living alone, it's probably going to be a lot easier not to have to deal with somebody else's eating habits, and not deal with it, but just, you know, restrain yourself with somebody else's eating habits. But I mean, when it comes to actual meals, I just, you know, I can do my own thing, and he's eaten my meals. Like, I've cooked for both of us before, and he's liked what he's eaten. So he says. Maybe he's just nice, but so I think it's definitely doable. I mean, if your husband likes steak and, you know, really buttery vegetables, make him a baked potato on the side and just eat your steak and vegetables. So yeah, that's my advice, and that's my experience. Well, folks, that's about it for today. I know I'm a little bit raspy, but I really wanted to get this video out, and since I wasn't feeling well, I just kind of wanted to, like, hear from you guys, get some ideas from you guys. So thank you if you asked a question on the YouTube channel or on my Instagram. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It helped me out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find me on Instagram and ask me more questions, my name is Keto_Ally. Again, thank you for watching, you guys. My name's Ally. Have a good one. Bye. So you may have noticed that I'm back in front of the little birch tree that I bought back around Christmas. Yeah, so I tried out a different type of background. What I did was I bought like a clothing rack from Walmart, and I just put a curtain on it just to have like a nice clean background. But the thing about that was the clothing rack wasn't wide enough, so I had to like sit closer to the camera, or else you'd see beyond the curtain on the sides. So I'm back here in front of the birch tree, and I do want to show off the muscle about me flowers for Valentine's Day, even though I'm sick. And it was so nice because I've never received flowers from a significant other before. And so so we went out to dinner last night. I had some delicious sashimi, and I'll post that on my Instagram so you guys can see that if you want to. I'm still working on that website. I haven't done much in the last week because I have been sick. And my Facebook, I'm still working on that. So those are going to be updated more in the future. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. My priority, first and foremost, is these videos. Like, I feel like this is how I started, and this is what I want to do. I feel like this gives the most information. So yeah, and I like doing these. They keep me on the diet because, like I said, once you get down to your goal, it's like, well, what's gonna keep me here? Well, these videos really do. Like, I want to make sure that I'm staying true to like my diet, my way of eating. Not that it's hard, it's just, you know, once you get here, it's like, well, I'm here, and so I want to, you know, maybe try this piece of cake. No, don't do that. So yeah, so doing these videos just helps me in different ways, and so it's my priority doing these. Also, too, for the first time in my whole life, I dropped my phone and I cracked the screen, if you can see that. So I'm gonna look into getting a new phone. Right now, I film my videos with like this camcorder that I got as a gift back in 2012. And so, but I've noticed it's been giving me some audio crackle. And I don't know, because when I watch it on the camera, like from the actual camera itself, it doesn't have that crackle. But when I go to edit my videos, there is that audio crackling, and it can be really bad sometimes. So I'm thinking if I have to get a new phone anyway, I want to get one that I can do these videos with, hopefully. So I was looking at phones. I love, I have had 3 LG phones in the past. My very first flip phone was an LG, and I loved it. one of my mom's friends borrowed it, but he never gave it back. And I was a little heartbroken about that. It was like a flip phone, but the camera was way better than my friend's like Samsung phones at the time. And then I had the Chocolate 2 by LG. I love that phone. And then my favorite phone, which got a little wet in my purse from the rain last year, was the LG G2. And that is just the best phone I've ever had in my whole life, even compared to this one. This is like an S5 by Samsung, which it's a good phone, but like picture and video quality I feel like was better on my other one. So because I do these videos and I have my Instagram now, I want a phone that I know will have what I'm looking for in pictures and videos. So I've been looking at the LG line. I think I'm gonna get the K30. So if you have that phone, the LG K30, let me know what you think. I went to the Verizon store and I tried it out, and because we went to Best Buy before, but they didn't have it there. But I tried out like the Samsung S8. I didn't like the feel of it. It was really skinny, and then it had like the curved edge, and I just, you know, I dropped this one. I'm gonna probably drop that one too. And then I tried the G6, but something was off with like the video camera. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have the K30, how do you like it? And what do you think about the videos and images? Or if you have a different phone and you really like the videos and images that you have for that, let me know what you think. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed listening to my experiences and trying to answer all of your questions. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.